10 days to Christmas.
Yikes.
And I'm sure any of you that are under 40 years old, a off-road two-wheeler might be on the horizon.
Ooh.
Kids e-bikes, Rich. Are you under 40?
I'm under 40, yeah.
Do you know what?
Just say it like that. Quite a hard life.
I think, well, I always had a new bicycle when Christmas came around. I mean, I had a new bicycle once every 20 years, I think.
Wow.
But the reason for that is because my birthday is around Christmas time as well.
Double whammy.
But it is the time most kids get bikes, isn't it?
For sure, or something bike related, especially. I remember having a Christmas list as long as my arm of various parts and suspension, things like that. But yeah, bikes are...
Suspension?
Yeah.
Crikey, you that young?
That's because I'm under 40.
Suspension was years away when I was young. But yeah, Christmas time, new bike. I remember my Rally Commando.
Wow.
Rally Chipper. I mean, fantastic.
And a chopper?
Never had a chopper.
Oof.
Never had a chopper.
Tough.
I'm not sure I'd be into choppers, but my chipper is more front wheel. Anyhow, we're talking e-mountain bikes, kids and e-mountain bikes. There's some fantastic ones on the market.
Yes.
Now, Husqvarna, our partner brand, have got some balance e-bikes.
I know.
Our colleague, the Don's kids, Miles and Lucas, have been riding them. They seem to be having a good time, I have to say.
Yes, I've seen videos of them absolutely hooning around on them, and they do look incredibly fun.
They are fun.
Well, no, you're right.
I mean, I can't. If I was like 6 years old and seeing one of those, on Christmas Day, I would be absolutely beside myself.
Yeah, I imagine that under the tree. But
there's a but.
Are they a good thing for kids, though, Steve?
Yeah, you see, I've been thinking about this a lot. I still think it's great for a kid to have some torque going through their legs and some. And some basic bike handling skills so they can appreciate the power and the fitness that is required for riding an off-road, a bicycle off-road.
The actual action of riding a bike, essentially.
I think so, but, nevertheless, I think when I was a kid, I looked up to motocross riders. I wanted a 125cc Suzuki motocross bike.
Still do.
Yeah, I still do.
I still do.
A 75cc one as well, but it's tricky, isn't it? I think you can. If the thing is, if you think about it, you can still ride an e-mountain bike and develop lots of strength skills by doing like more downhill runs.
Okay, I've got some thoughts here. Okay. So, e-balance bikes.
Yep.
Great idea, I think, because they're still learning that whole balancing and that motion of going along. So although they're not scooting with their legs, they've got a motor driving them along. But when you get up to slightly older and they're riding...
What, in your 30s or something?
A little younger. That sort of... I see kids at trail centres and they're on these big e-bikes and they're 10 to 12 years old, maybe a little bit older as well, 10 to 14. And they're on these huge, big, heavy e-bikes. And I just think it's got to be ever so slightly detrimental to their riding. Because they're not, they're developing skills around purely just an e-bike. A lot of the ones I've seen don't look strong enough or capable enough to actually maneuver the bike, the braking, slowing down a big, heavy bike.
What about kids that ride motocross bikes?
We're not talking about kids that ride motocross bikes, Steve.
Well, I'm asking you a question, though. Surely that is...
Yeah, I mean, a motor. You've got a driven motor underneath you, haven't you? Rather than a human-powered motor.
Yeah, fair point. I don't know where to go with that, but I guess there's lots of things to talk about. There's, the weight is one.
Yeah.
Maybe the fact that if you buy a child a e-bike, there is definitely the maintenance side of things to consider as well, which is maybe slightly more than you'd have on a mountain bike.
Yeah. Let's talk about it, Steve. Cost. It's a big one, isn't it?
It is a big one.
It is a big, the cost of these things is not the cheapest.
Well, the thing is, mountain bikes aren't cheap either, let's face it.
No.
But cost, obviously, e-mountain bikes for kids are not cheap, although there are some possibilities.
Definitely.
But I think Mondraker makes some beautiful bikes, I have to say.
I was looking at these.
They're hub drives, they come around about 2K.
Yeah.
But Decathlon actually make a kid's e-bike hub drive for $1,000, which ain't bad. It ain't bad, Rich.
No, you can't go wrong for that. And I'm looking at some of these Mondrakers here. I've got on my computer, and the F-Play 24 and 20. I mean, they look like normal bikes. They look, great, but Gosh, I wouldn't want to be the parent maintaining that.
Also, Cube make a cute little bike. That's the thing is, we're talking hub drives for a lot of these kids' bikes, but Cube actually make a mid-drive bike called the Cube Acid Hybrid Rookie.
Yeah, it's a hell of a mouthful, that, isn't it? But I mean, great. Again, you know what? I always come back to it. I think e-bikes, if it helps you get out with your kid or your kid come out with you, it's always a winner at the end of the day. That's the big thing.
It's a winner. Chicken dinner. But what are you having for Christmas? What food do you have?
Well, you were just talking about pheasant. Do you know what? Me and the missus normally have beef Wellington.
Oh!
We're a big beef
Wellington. My favourite!
Yeah, beef
My
Wellington.
absolute favourite.
I tell you what though, right, we must move on, Steve, because we'll be waffling on for ages.
Question is then, will you be wearing your new Zara kit for Christmas?
Oh gosh, that's not where I thought this was going.
Have you seen the new Zara in mountain bike clothing?
Yeah, I have seen some of it actually. Very black and gold.
Oh, I love it.
Are you? I mean, I do like black and gold. I've got a black and gold Orbea, but I don't know, the clothing, it might be a bit too much even for myself.
I think I'll definitely be getting some and trying it and see if I can pull it off.
I would like to see this very much. But you know, for their, as far as I'm aware, first foray into the world of mountain bike clothing, it's actually not too shabby, I don't think. It's a good first effort. It looks like they've actually put some real thought into the design and the aesthetics to it.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad, to be fair.
There you go, folks. Let us know your thoughts on the new Zara range of mountain bike clothing and obviously your thoughts on kids' e-mountain bikes.
And what you're having for Christmas dinner.
Rich, before we move on to some other parts of the show, I thought you'd appreciate this picture. Now, I was going through the bike vault last night.
Okay.
And this gentleman here with the great bike, and look at all those peaks he's labelled in the background.
It's unreal, actually, isn't it?
Now, I know that I missed out on a stunning trip.
Yes, you did.
Late this summer around the Grand Comban.
It was very good.
It looked,
wish you were there, honest.
It looked stunning. But I'm thinking the Comban might actually be in this range here, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got the Mont Blanc and a few of the... I mean, there are some in there that I'm not going to butcher with my pronunciation, but it's Bill from the Haute Savoie. Savoie? Haute
Savoie?
Yeah.
Haute Savoie?
Haute Savoie. Correct me if I'm wrong. Stunning picture, though, isn't it? Really looks like he's getting out there and enjoying that incredible scenery.
It is great, isn't it?
I'm slightly jealous because it's very gloomy here in the UK at the moment. What have we got next then, Steve?
What we got next, as I mentioned, I was going through the bike vault last night, and the bike vault will continue on today's show as normal, but there's a couple of things stood out, and I think this Da Vinci E-Troy 29er, I've not actually seen one of these before.
Do you know what?
And
I haven't either. This is Tony's in BC.
Yeah, and I just thought, I think it's good to maybe pick out some bikes that we don't see frequently on the show, and
I like it,
and maybe give them their own special place.
Yeah, I did. You know what? When it is something slightly more unique, because especially in the UK, we don't see a lot of Da Vincis anyway, let alone the e-bike versions.
Exactly. So Tony, thanks so much for sending your E-Troy XL29 in. It's a lovely picture, and it's a lovely bike.
Do you know what? Those were amazing, Steve. And we love seeing all of your bikes out there. So if you've got an amazing picture of your bike, don't forget you can send it into the uploader linked down below in the description. Myself, probably Steve it, will have a good old root through and pick out some amazing ones. And you might even get featured next time.
Lots of comments on last week's all-new Scott Lumen eMTB with a TQ motor, 50 newton meters, 29-inch wheels, 130mm travel, 15.6 kilos.
That's not bad
but
at all, is
it's not bad, but it does come at a price, €15,999.
Oh, Steve.
However, they do have a slightly cheaper one at €6,000, but it did nonetheless fire you guys up with some comments.
Yes.
And we've got quite a few here. We've got Tim's, who says, I appreciate a high-end, high-priced bike, but I have to ask myself, will I have more fun or will it make me a better rider? I usually go for a middle-of-the-pack line in builds, not quite as light, but performs just as well.
It's a valid point, isn't it, to be fair? Tim's he's got, for a lot of people...
So many bikes. And do you know what? I think even more so than e-mountain bike, because say you've got the Trek Fuel EXE, top end bike, 14 grand. You've got the lower end bike in terms of price, 6 grand. Same motor, same battery, same wheels, same frame geometry, just different material and maybe a slightly less expensive cassette and bar
Yeah,
stem.
a lot of people probably wouldn't, ourselves maybe included sometimes, if you did a blind test, wouldn't know. But anyway, next, Danny Fag 1.
There's a good video.
Yeah, would you blind test them?
There's a good video, yeah.
That Scott looks amazing. A new era where e-bikes actually look as nice as analog. Cannot wait to see these in the flesh. I mean carbon. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of carbon for that price.
It is. Nerds on Dirt. I love the hidden shock. I don't love the headset cable routing. And as Steve's point, I bought a special Kniva SL instead of another special Enduro. So yeah, with the new generation of light eMTBs, I bet we see more and more. Yes, I think we will do.
A hot topic at the moment, isn't it? Cables being run through headsets.
Do you know what? I've heard lots of people saying that they don't like it.
A lot of people are hating on it. I've got a couple bikes now with it, and for me as a rider, love it because it looks nice and clean. For Pete, our mechanic who's working on these, however,
nightmare.
Not a lot of love.
Folks, where in the world? I just love where in the world because I think it shows, everybody always shows the possibilities of where you can go with an eMTB.
Yeah, I do like this segment because it is literally worldwide.
It is really worldwide.
Who have we got first, Steve?
Rogue River Valley in southern Oregon. Wow. Have you been to Oregon?
No, I've not. This is Doug's bike, isn't it?
You've got to get on your list. It is Doug's Pivot Shuttle. Lovely part of the world. And then moving back, thing is, right, what I like about where in the world is like some people will be in summertime, some people will be in the current winter time. This is very much Elan Valley. Yeah. You know it well, don't you?
God,
you know it well.
I do, yeah. So this is Tim's
Is it
Merida.
true? Is it true what you found in that bothy?
It is true, yeah. Ooh. Right, this is Tim's Merida E160.
Yeah.
Panniers, I mean, he's on for a big day out, that guy, isn't he?
Absolutely. Then moving down to the Southern Hemisphere in Queensland, Australia, and Neil and the Giant Rain E+2 and some friends out for a night ride. But for me, Rich, it's the last shot. Dreaming Pools Loop.
What a name. Dreamy.
It's dreamy, isn't it?
It is. Another Merida E160.
Yeah. And this is in the north of Tasmania, right?
It is. Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, look at that.
Lots of grip, lots of sun, lots of undergrowth.
We had snow this morning.
Did you?
Yeah.
How much?
On the Mendips. Oh, like a light dusting.
No, we had 3 foot in Wales.
Get on.
Folks, thanks so much for sending your Where in the World shots out. Truly inspirational, and we love to get involved. Rich.
Yes.
So timely because I found a clip of Johan out in
Sweden.
Rä, Sweden, on his Levo comp doing some drifting.
He's loving it, look. Look at him having a whale of a time.
He's loving it. And I also, we talked about that Da Vinci earlier on in the show. I also found something equally different as well as I was plowing through the bike vault. And this is Wes with a 2020 felt. I've not really seen any felt e-bikes.
No, I'll be honest, I have not either. I mean,
and part of the reason I like this bike as well is you seem to like your names, Rich.
Yeah.
This location is Doris Leaper, Spruce Creek Trail, New Smyrna Beach, Smyrna.
That's a heck of a name, Steve.
It is. I like that.
Heck of a name.
I like that. Doris Leaper Spruce Creek.
Doris Leaper Spruce Creek.
Folks, if you've got some special trail names near your house, let us know. We've got one actually near me. Double-headed Sex Beast.
Wow. We've got Purple Panther.
Have you?
Yeah.
Folks, let us know any trails you've got near your house, and we'll get them in on the show. Rich.
Fire away.
So, I've been away a fair bit this year, and I've not really been tuned into the bike vault or some of the places and bikes that you guys have got. Yeah. And I thought this one is equally interesting, especially from a person like yourself who likes doing adventure-style riding.
Like to go out into the unknown.
And this one's from Norway.
What a shot, isn't it? It's an incredible shot, that. And I like it. I like the composition. What it does is it gives a grand scale of just where he is into the unknown.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And Norway is definitely on my bucket list of places to go to. Actually, speaking of bucket lists, folks, let us know where you'd like to go to in the new year on your e-mountain bike adventures.
Great idea. Steve, I am wearing GMBN clothes, but what if I wanted to wear EMBN clothes? Where would I go? What would I do?
Go to the EMBN shop, Richard. Oh. And actually, I think there's some Christmas bundles there.
There is. Yeah, there is.
And no end of stuff.
There's some banging offers going on, so you are actually still in time. I could actually just get myself a Christmas deal just in time.
I cannot believe you've showed up at the EMBN show without going to the shop and getting some kit. Well, GMBN mug, GMBN hat.
Oh, sorry! Next time I'll be EMBN'd up, I promise.
You can do, actually. Well, remember, my wife said to get a enamel mug for my nephew for Christmas. No, I was going to show people that you can get the enamel mug.
That's going missing, isn't it? Head over to the EMBN shop now, people, for some absolutely banging deals. Steve, it's time for a vault full of bikes, aka the Bike Vault. What have we got first?
It's never a vault, though, is it?
Oh.
They're never in a vault. The thing is, right, I see them.
It's a digital vault, Steve.
Okay, the digital vault. Anyway, the Nox is the first step. It's a Nox. It's Radu Nox 5.9 hybrid in the Carpathians. It's a nice, and we do.
It's nice.
In the show.
Oh, we wolf whistle.
Wolf whistle.
You're allowed to wolf whistle these days.
Oh, for goodness sake. It's a bloody whistle, for Christ's sake.
Are you joking?
Right, anyhow, Pedro, Giant Rain, that's a nice shot. And next up is probably one of my favourites, Jason's Nukeproof Megawatt in Glenfinglas in Scotland. Richard, concentrate. Absolutely. And followed is Skyline Trail Avon Valley.
Yeah. My pictures are all over. To be honest, Steve, I've gone here. My pictures are all over the shit.
It doesn't matter.
The digital vault is
concentrate.
You've thrown me right off.
Right, okay, I'll throw you right. I'll throw you right back on. This is Jonathan and his white E150. Do you know where that is? Jacob's Ladder. Jacob's Ladder. In what county?
York.
It's a nice shot.
Oh my gosh. Yorkshire.
Next up.
Okay, next up.
Ricardo. This is Ricardo.
It is, right. Cool our jets here a moment, because I feel like we've gone a bit crazy. Right, this is
You've gone crazy.
Mildly. A Giant Trans X Advance E+2. Pentland Hills near Edinburgh. I've never really ridden around Edinburgh, but I like this. This is a nice picture. And it's a nice looking bike, actually, too.
I can actually see the Forth Bridge in the background there. But this ain't about the landscape, it's about the bike. I think it's super nice.
Should we wolf whistle it?
After you, Rich, next.
Right, what have we got
I've
next,
got this
Steve?
little track here, this little turquoise track. Can you find the turquoise track?
Yes, I've got it.
You got the turquoise track?
That is nice. RockShox Domain on there. Where's this one, Steve? This is in Ontario.
It doesn't matter where it is. It's the bike.
It does matter a little bit, because this is Stevens in Ontario.
Okay, Stevens got a soft seat.
Built for comfort. Nice
Built
work.
for comfort. It's nice. Or is it super?
Hang on. Sorry, let's read it properly here a second. So, his wife likes the comfy seat, so that is why the funky saddle. Well, hey, like we said before, if it gets people out on an e-bike, if a comfier seat's what it takes.
It's in the detail.
Yeah.
Now, what about this? It's probably more of a bike. It's probably more of a wear in the world.
Wow.
It's Eric and his high bike in Moab, Utah, Green River.
I like that a lot. So, picked up this e-bike brand new off Craigslist for $2,900. That's a well good price.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah, not bad. Full sus e-bike right there. I just had to drive from Florida to use it and explore Utah, and he's hooked on the channel now. That's cool.
Florida to
Utah.
Utah.
That's a long way.
That's a lot. That's a long way.
Really long way.
That's a long way.
Oh, wow, but I mean, amazing. Look at the picture. I can't give it a super nice because it's non-drive side though.
Okay.
I'm a stickler for drive side.
Okay, and finally, folks, we've got Dora and a Canevo Comp and a Canyon Spectral on. What two beautiful bikes. And this is in Leogang. We will be in Leogang.
We will.
In June for the Global Bike Festival.
Correct, yes. We will be out that way, yeah, for sure.
But to close off the bike vault, I think it's Martin doesn't like braces of bikes, does he?
He doesn't. He's a fussy one, old Mark. But this gets a wolf whistle from me.
And that is the bike vault, and that is the end of this week's EMBN show. Thanks for watching. Let's know your thoughts on the Zara clothing.
Yes, yeah.
And also kids' e-bikes. Obviously, go on.
I want a theme next week's bike vault, actually, Steve.
Okay.
I think let's mix it up a little. Let's get a theme on the go. So I'm thinking Let's see what you guys and girls out there have got when it comes to lightweight e-bikes.
Oh, great. Okay.
So your lower powered, lightweight ones. I want to see what you've got. Send them into the uploader, remember.
Thanks for watching, guys.
We'll see you later.
And Rich, thanks for chatting kids e-bikes.
Pleasure, mate. Until next time.
Interesting thoughts.
Yeah.